and happiness.
Hello all and welcome to the Comfort Zone. Today I would just like to discuss wellness and how this remote working has affected our everyday life. A friend of mine sent me an article from the American Psychological Association. The title of it, Psychologist Advice for Newly Remote Workers. I thought that I was doing okay until recently. I've noticed that certain habits are starting to creep up back into my life, not able to sleep well, childhood issues are starting to resurface. So the article gives you tips on how to make it a little bit better. One of the first things I've done that made it a little easier for me, I set up my own schedule, and it's called Getting My Life Together. Okay, very basic, and I'm a visual person, so this helps me keep on track and help me to stay focused, and it's been really working out quite well. My day, as you can see, starts at 7 a.m. in the morning, and it ends at 5 in the afternoon. So I really have a full schedule. If I stick to this, I have a full schedule during the day. But I also make sure that I put myself in for lunch from 12 to 1, whether I eat or not. I don't do anything during those times. But the article gives some really useful things to do if you need some help in setting up some type of schedule or boundaries or anything to make the situation first. The first one was minimize distractions. So it's kind of difficult at home to minimize all distractions, but if you can choose a separate place from everyone, where preferably if there's a door, for the short amount of time you may have to do a Zoom or whatever, you can use this room to mentally distance yourself from those disturbances so you can fully engage with your work tasks. The second one is set goals and boundaries, which the reason why I set up this schedule to set goals and boundaries and which projects that I need to complete immediately, which projects that I can put off until later, and certain days I find throughout the week that I'm more productive. My productive days have always been Monday and Friday. I don't know why, but Monday and Friday seem to be my most productive days. Then the other is making a communication plan. Now, communication plan, if you're not living alone, is to talk with your household to let them know exactly what your job entails. I found that a lot of times, believe it or not, your family members don't know exactly what you do. They take it for granted that you're doing one thing. In reality, you're doing something else, and they don't understand the importance of having privacy, especially what we do to have privacy. And it's very important to have a communication plan. The other is seek social connection. With our team, we have 2 Zooms a day, one in the morning, one in the evening, and it's basically check-in. How you doing? Let me see your face. How you feeling? So for 15, maybe 20 minutes is the time to socially communicate with each other. And sometimes we talk about work, sometimes we talk about other things. The second one is, the last one I find is very important, is taking care of yourself physically. And that, what I mean by that is eating properly. Sometimes when you get up in the morning, you may have a little snack and not realize that you have not eaten the entire day. This is not a good idea because it will tire you out more than you think by not eating properly. Also, exercising. Instead of sitting at the computer for 2 or 3 hours to get up, maybe every 20 minutes or every 30 minutes and walk around the house or whatever the case may be, or even go outside for a short period of time and come back in. Um, Also, I wanted to talk about during this time, sometimes we pick up really bad habits that we had before that are now sort of resurfacing. Now, whether it may be drinking more than you usually eating, more than you usually do, and as maybe you had a childhood situation where you sleepwalk or whatever, the stress can bring on all of these old habits. Um, and finally, the only thing I can say is that to keep trying, keep doing research on how to make your life a little bit better during this time, and keep it moving. Thank you.